It's recording. Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Max Talks podcast. Today I'm with Just George. Just George today. James unfortunately cannot make it. So you're left with us. You're left with our pretty faces. Which ain't too bad. But anyway, how are you?
Not too bad,
how are you, George?
Yeah, good. Yeah, good man. Good man. Life's going well. Work's just picking up again, so it's just trying to get back into the groove of that. So yeah, everything's all right. But we've got the Prem to look forward to this weekend, which I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, I'm buzzing.
We're at James's house for that, aren't we? The start of the Prem.
Yeah. Start of the Prem.
Interesting. Be very interesting.
Buzzing to get down there to watch Arsenal first. First game, innit? 12:30.
Yeah, 12:30 kick-off, haven't you? Yeah.
Against Fulham.
Yeah.
I mean, we do all right against Fulham usually when they were in the Premier League. And, I mean, back then we had Ramsey when they were last in it. So, obviously we don't have him anymore, so I'm not sure how that's
the glory days.
But it's just exciting. It's exciting. Don't know what's going to happen, how we're going to perform. I mean, if there's anything to go by from the FA Cup final and the Community Shield, then I'm more than confident. But it is Arsenal. You don't know what you're going to expect these days. So,
no, of course, and obviously today we're talking about transfers and the business that our teams have done, and other teams. Of course, we're gonna be looking into that. But so let's start with Arsenal then. You bought in, you bought in Mari, and then you bought in Gabriel, as well as Cedric.
Cedric, yeah. Well, they obviously Mari and Cedric were loan deals for the rest of the season from January, but then they were made permanent this summer, which I'm okay. I'm happy with. Mari, we didn't see a lot of him. I mean, he got injured, didn't he, early on in the.
Yeah.
Oh, what game was? I can't remember what game it was now. But anyway, yeah, he got injured early on, and it was a shame that he didn't play. And obviously, Cedric, he was injured when we signed him, so then we only saw him for like a couple of games. But with Gabriel, obviously, I'm very happy that we've signed him. I'm over the moon that we've signed Gabriel. He seems like a player that is strong. He can read the game well. From what I've watched, he can read the game well, which is good. And I reckon he'll probably be put alongside the likes of David Luiz and William Saliba, which I'm happy with. I mean, it's a completely new defence. We've got two young defenders there, and it will obvious for me. I just know that we will play David Luiz.
But it's what you needed.
Yeah.
I know that I think Luiz will play, but I think he'll be given more of a trainer kind of role at the club, like
a mentor.
That kind of thing. I don't think that necessarily he's going to be a starting, because if he is, then questions got to be raised about Arteta and his defensive strategy there. I
mean, since Arteta's come in and we've played the five at the back with the two wing backs, three centre defensive players. David Luiz sitting in that middle. In the big games, he's performed. He's turned up, and it's just I don't know how he's going to be coached to not give away stupid fouls and penalties that are just reckless. But
never will.
As you say, he will probably be a mentor for those two. He definitely brings a feel-good factor. He knows the Premier League. He seems like a right laugh, and he obviously wants to help the youngsters as much as possible, which is always good to have around.
Yeah.
It was similar to when we had Mertesacker. He was getting on. He wasn't playing as much, but he's so experienced. It can always be a help that them players being around the club still to help the youngsters come through. But to be honest, the signing I'm most happy about is bringing back Ceballos.
Oh, mate, yeah. Class. He's got straight in my FPL team, actually.
Has it?
He just performs, doesn't he? He makes stuff happen.
Yeah. I mean, since Arteta's come in, he has performed. Before that,
Yeah,
there was a stat I saw. There was like a heat map of where he was playing under Emery and where he started to move around the pitch under Arteta. Oh, it's such a difference. Under Arteta, he is everywhere, right?
yeah,
Emery,
because he's
just in front
basically
of the defensive
Arteta.
line. Mm.
He is basically Arteta. If you
The
think
way he
about when
plays, you
Arteta
can
was at
compare it.
Everton,
Yeah,
those two are so similar. And
yeah.
Arteta used to cover the length of the pitch, and it's not a shock that he's gone into Arsenal and gone. Ceballos has smashed it, and I wouldn't be surprised if you sign him next season, like on a
I
permanent deal.
think so. I think if he
I
does well
think
this
he would.
season, we will definitely sign him.
Mm.
But there's
So
there's the talk of what's his face? His name's gone out of my head. Partey from Atletico Madrid,
yeah,
obviously coming in. I'm
decent
not so
player.
sure. I would love him at Arsenal, but I'm not so sure that's going to happen. It's kind of one of those where, do you remember the Jan and Villa deal?
Yeah, or the Johan Gurkuf one that was always linked with him
Yeah,
but never came to
it would
fruition.
never happen. Benzema, Buffon, these names were always chucked around, but it just never
about.
ever happens. It's just kind of every single transfer. And like Julian Draxler's just popped back up again. Like, come on, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
But the party one, I don't know. It just seems to be dragged on way too long. But is it a while?
Hour. Yeah, hour.
Hour.
Yeah.
He's looking like he's going to want to leave now. Well, he's turned around and said that he wants to leave.
Why wouldn't he? He had a really, really, really good, season. At his previous club.
And Juninho's turned around and said that Arteta is keen on him. So that's already saying Arsenal put the money on the table and just take him.
Arsenal have always been that club, though, haven't they? They've always been that club.
I mean, it will cost us 60 million. That's a lot.
Yeah. Have you got the money at the moment? That's
Have we got
thing.
it? I mean, it'll be in instalments anyway, but
yeah, of course. And your business, with Willian as well, that's on a free. It's fantastic. I think he's still a player that's got a lot to offer. I think he will do well for you as well. But I think he'll be that player that comes up with like the vital goals, because he always seemed to be that with Chelsea. But it's just however Arteta wants to utilise him, because before he went to Chelsea, he was always in the number 10 role for Shakhtar. And so maybe Arteta just wants to put him back there with Sabah supporting him. But I don't know. I think it's just another great option that you've got there.
Yeah.
I think Arsenal have done some really, really savvy business.
I'm
happy.
I'm happy with Willian. I'm happy with Willian coming in. I know there's a lot of stuff about something to do with him and Louise and their agent owning a restaurant in London, so it's best to keep all this bollocks. But I'm just like, you know what? He's still, is he 31 or 32? Chelsea wanted to keep him. A lot of Premier League clubs wanted to sign him.
Exactly.
I'm happy. I'm happy he's come, and I think it's just as you say, it's another addition. It's another way that we can play. If Pepe isn't turning up, Willian can go on the wing.
Yeah.
If I don't know, someone on the left isn't playing well, or if we're like, put Aubameyang down the middle today, we could put Willian on the left. There's just more options, and that's what we need. He can beat a man.
Exactly.
We don't have a lot of players who can beat a man, and that's good. But for me, I know there's a long way to go of the transfer window, but I think it's done for Arsenal. Maybe one more signing, but I can't see it being more than that. But
I prefer when clubs get their business done early, though. Much prefer that as a supporter. Like, I prefer when a club gets their business done early, because then they have that chance to settle together. I think it's just important, isn't it? Like, it's just that gelling phase, and sometimes players don't mix well, and it's just it can be a bit of a clusterfuck at times.
Yeah, well, that's something you've done, George, at Everton.
Obviously, business early.
You are basically playing Football Manager right now. Like the thought of James Rodriguez, Allen coming to Everton, and I mean, Doucouré is probably the one where I sit there and I'm like, that's likely to happen. Whereas James Rodriguez, if you said to me in, April, May, June time that was going to happen, I would have laughed at you.
Well, yeah,
but then
that's
it's the Ancelotti thing, isn't it?
Yeah, and like everyone keeps banging on about the Frank Lampard effect, and let's not bullshit anyone. No one's going there for Frank Lampard. They're going there because they're getting paid 3 times the wage that they're at their last club.
Yeah.
The reason Everton have just signed fucking Allen and James Rodriguez is because they both call him the professor of football. Like, he signed James Rodriguez for 3 clubs now. He signed Allen. He didn't sign Allen, obviously, at Napoli, but like, he's got enough respect from him.
Yeah.
He goes, I don't care where Everton are in the league. I want to go and play for him. I think we've done some good business. We need to ship out some deadwood as well, which we will be doing. There's talks of us putting Balassi and Tosson, or Balassi and Davis, I think it is, for Zaha as well.
I saw that. Another bid for Zaha. Do you think it will happen?
No. If it does, I'll be happy that he's a decent player, and our front line will be absolutely fucking amazing. But the one I'm excited about, which looks like it's going to go through, is Fiacco Tomori.
Yeah, we were speaking about that the other day, weren't we?
Yeah, and young English. And I even said to you, and I'll back myself on this one. I think if he has a good season at Everton and Chelsea have a decent season, I reckon we could sign him next season.
Yeah,
because that's the way
it happened
Chelsea
with Lukaku.
Operating. Yeah, exactly. It's the way that Chelsea operate. I know that it'll be a massive fee. It'll be something like 25 million for him, but you've got to look to the future.
That's it, mate. It's you pay that sort of money for a young defender, English defender as well, considering the English market is inflated as hell right now.
Yeah.
Just for English players, it's so expensive.
I know.
I think in the next, once clubs start getting money back in, obviously with everything that's happened with coronavirus, it's definitely hindered some clubs financially.
Yeah.
And in a few years, if you were to sign Tomori next season for 25, 30 million, you're probably, if you're going to sell him, you're probably looking at, maybe 60. And it sounds crazy, because it is crazy in my head. He's not going to be worth that, in my opinion, but that's just what it is. It is what it is.
It is what it is. Like, I think
John Stones, 50 million.
We bought him for 2.3 and we sold him for 50. That is absolutely ridiculous. Everton have always been good at business like that, though. Like, we've never.
How much did you sell Lukaku for? Was it
90?
80?
Bought him for 36, and everyone said he was overpriced, and we had him for 3 seasons. Well, 3 seasons, including the loan. And everyone was like, "Nah, it's overpriced. 36 million, too much." A Chelsea fan actually came up to me. We'd just done the deal, and a part of the deal was to have Christian Atsu, and he came up to me and went, "Oh, we've mugged you right off there. Blah blah blah. You're not going to be able to sell him for profit. How's he going to do anything at your club?" And we get 90 million for him, and you sit there and think, maybe just
look at him
keep
now.
your tongue in your head, because you don't know anything about football, mate.
Yeah, but he loved Everton, didn't he?
He does, and he still maintains to this day that it was one of his favourite clubs that he's ever played at.
Yeah, I think that's where he truly found himself, because I know there was the whole thing with West Brom, and he done well there, but to play consistently for one club, that was definitely Everton for me. He made himself a player there.
It's a tough one, but he was just a fantastic player for us. He missed 2 out of 3 chances though, which was frustrating. But like, again, I think that's a position we haven't really filled in the transfer window since.
Calvert-Lewin, he's, what did he hit? 15 goals, 14 goals.
If he could, 13 goals in the league, he needs to rack up 20 if we're going to contest for anything. And that's why having like these options, if Zaha comes to us, it's like we have those options. You know, you have other options because Zaha will get you probably 10 goals a season. Richarlison will get you 13, 14, 15. Calvert-Lewin will get you 13. You know, it's just you'd hope,
with
but like,
with the players that are there, definitely.
And we're not even factoring James Rodriguez in that, which is ridiculous because he'll score you goals.
World Cup Golden Boot winner.
The last time we had a World Cup Golden Boot winner at our club was Gary Lineker.
Gary Lineker, yeah.
Which is
That's
ridiculous.
something, isn't it?
But I think apart from that, we need a keeper to challenge Pickford. I want to say a right back, but
Cillessen.
Yeah, Cillessen might be an option apparently,
yeah.
but they've died. Those rumours have died down a bit.
Yeah.
I think I want to say a right back, but I think John Joe Kenny is actually looking good in pre-season. I'd like him to have a go and have a run in the team. I think it wasn't actually Ancelotti that sent him out on loan. It was Marco Silva. I think Marco Silva didn't personally like him, but maybe Ancelotti could see something about him. You know, he's just one of those. He's one of those players where he's got something, but at the same time, like he can just go missing in a game, and it's frustrating.
Yeah,
but
that's the thing with managers, isn't it? One manager won't like a player.
Yeah.
Next manager comes in, absolutely loves them.
I think.
So you just got to hope that.
But I think we've done good business. You know.
Yeah.
And another club I'm going to actually applaud moving on is Newcastle.
Yeah.
Because their business, I know Ryan Fraser kind of disgraced himself at Bournemouth.
Yeah.
And it wasn't good how he left. But Ryan Fraser's a good signing. He'll get you goals. Callum Wilson is fantastic.
Mate, that for me
20 million. 20 million.
Callum Clutch
That's
Wilson,
class.
mate. Callum Clutch. He's just gets goals.
It's what they miss. Miss. Like,
I mean, look at it. They signed Joelinton. How much did they pay for him?
Really good in the play. For Joelinton, 40 mil.
And what did he do? And then you've got Callum Wilson coming in, who's definitely going to score perhaps 15 goals a season.
He had a bit of a rough time of it last season where he scored 8. But he assisted a few as well.
But previous seasons before that, he's hitting, over 10 goals a season. And that's big for a club like Newcastle. They need someone like that, because if they don't get someone like that, or if they hadn't got someone like that, they'd struggle. They'd be right down there in the relegation zone.
Yeah, of course.
But I think it was what James said ages ago. He was like, that you have to give credit to Steve Bruce.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And
100%.
He's obviously got in there and said, look, just there's now players on the market, get them flipping in, because they're cheap. Ryan Fraser, free.
Yeah.
Callum Wilson,
and securing Matty Longstaff to another deal, where it's either Sean or Matty, but securing them to a deal, that's amazing. That's business in itself. It's another signing. And it reinvigorates the team. I think their performances suffered a lot because there was a lot of uncertainty around one of those leaders in their team, where it's like, they don't want to play for us anymore. It's same old us, blah, blah, blah. Like shit like that. It really gets to them. And
didn't they bring Hendrick in?
Yeah, another bit of great business. Jeff Hendrick will score against Everton this season. I'll tell you that now. No, you will. Every appearance he makes against Everton, he just fucking scores. I don't understand it. He plays bang average for the rest of the season, and the one game he turns up is Everton away, and it's like,
that's like Danny Ings, mate. Danny Ings against Arsenal is, for me, what's the point?
Do you know how many goals that cunt scored against Everton?
Go on, tell me.
He genuinely scored like 10 in 8 appearances against Everton.
Jesus,
that's fucking ridiculous. He scored like one of his only Liverpool goals against Everton, and it's like, could you fucking not? Could you just fuck off?
You always forget he played for Liverpool, didn't you?
Yeah. The injuries, mate. Injuries. That's all it was.
He's a quality player.
I'm not going to sit here. I'm not going to sit here and say, he'd be their top striker now, because he wouldn't. It was a stupid piece of business from them, but a really good step for him in his career. You know, he wouldn't have
100%.
gone on to Southampton. He wouldn't have, done what he's doing now. He's hit in his stride.
That's one club who's been quite quiet, really. That's Liverpool, isn't it?
Yeah, they got that Greek fullback, Tsitsikas, I think it is. But Klopp was complaining a bit in the media, I think. And I think he's got another Dortmund situation on his hand where the club have backed him for a certain amount of time. And because, and he said in it, the quote was, we're not backed by an oligarch or a prince. So realistically, you have to judge your money where you need to improve. And, while that is true and that's fair, sell some deadwood. If you want money,
they do have a lot.
If they have so many good fullback options, and I know they see him as a thing for the future, and that's great. The only club that wouldn't sell to Liverpool, only two clubs that wouldn't sell to Liverpool probably are Everton and City. And Man United. So three clubs there. If that Tsitsikas went to either three of them, fair play, you've missed out on him. But I'd much rather sign Thiago than that fullback.
Yeah.
So they spent 13.4 rising to 17 on that kid. You look into the future, that's great. But realistically, Jordan Henderson's legs are going and he gets injured a lot in a season
He is getting injured a lot now, yeah.
The only replacement I can see for him from their team is Trent. And unless you buy Thiago...
I can't see Trent going in midfield, to be honest.
It's just... I don't understand where they're going to have that creativity. Because as much as I don't like
they've got it on the wings, obviously.
Bags.
On the wings and in the centre with Firmino, they've got creativity there, and sometimes that's all they need. But, with Henderson, the way he starts play, does control the midfield, someone like Thiago would be a good player to be there if one or the other's injured. So if Henderson's injured, Thiago can sit in, vice versa.
But it's like if you've got Fabinho and he was rightly up there as one of the players of the season, of course.
Yeah.
But if you've got Henderson who hasn't got the legs that he used to have, teams are going to come to you and just look at you and go, they're only going to go down the wings. Because they've got Andy Robertson, Trent, Salah, Mane, and Firmino's in the middle playing the false nine. They're going to go down the wing. So just press their midfield whenever they get the ball. And, teams can shut you out like that. No doubt they've got the best defence in the league. But their midfield is something that they need to look at, I realistically think. And
I think so. I agree. I completely agree with the midfield. Like they have to improve if they want to carry on competing. I mean, they're going to compete. Yeah. But for years and years to come, they're going to have to. That's something Arsenal didn't. Arsenal didn't improve their squad from, the Invincibles. Yeah, we had some great players, and I think if we kept all of them, didn't sell them to United, fucking Barcelona, Man City, we probably would be competing. But we had to sell because of the stadium.
Yeah.
Whereas, at the moment, for me, Liverpool are in a great scenario right now where they can afford to sell players and bring in youngsters or even bring through youngsters.
Yeah, of course. And they're always going to have that quality of their youngsters in their team, and their youngsters are always going to have confidence, and that's a good thing.
Oh yeah, that's the thing.
Does it win you a league title?
I mean, it did for United.
Years ago. Different gravy though, isn't it?
Yeah, I know.
Thing is, mate, one kid that Liverpool have that and it's a shame because of this Thiago situation, and trying to sign another player like that. He might leave. He's that Ryan Brewster. I really like him. I think he's a good player. He's a really natural finisher of the ball.
But they're putting on a buyback clause apparently.
Yeah. And that's a smart decision from Liverpool. But at the same time, this is where I'm going to lead to my next club that I thought they've done some business, but I'm questioning the business a bit more. They had Ryan Brewster linked with Aston Villa. And granted, he hasn't played at the Prem, but I think he would have been a lot cheaper than Ollie Watkins was. I think Liverpool would have sold him on the cheap and then gone, but we'll buy him back double. We'll sell him for 15, but we'll buy him back double. That means you've got your investment. If it doesn't work out, we still have to buy him back. Like if we want him back, we still have to buy him back at 30, at least, minimum.
Yeah.
And your asking price can differ from that. You can sell him for fucking 6 million. But if we want to buy him back, we'll have to pay 30. Which is smart business. It's smart business from Liverpool, because if it doesn't, they're not obligated to sign him. If he does, they get him on the cheap again. Ollie Watkins has done well in the Championship, and he's had a meteoric rise. In 5 years, he was playing Western-super-Mare 5 years ago on loan from Exeter, and then now he's had a £33 million transfer to the Premier League. I can't justify that. I can't justify that price tag. If you look at the business that other teams like Everton, Arsenal,
but again, it's the English players,
and I agree. Like, it's the price tags that we've got. When I turned around to you the other day and went, we've got a whole new midfield for 65 million. They're all world class, bar Doucouré, who is Premier League proven as well, which is a totally different thing. Yeah. And then you look at half of that Villa have spent on Ollie Watkins, who was signed for 2.8 million.
Yeah.
Brentford have had them fucking off.
For me, I think he's going to bag goals for Villa. And that's another club who have missed a goal scorer. They've... Who is it they brought in? Was it last season? Is it Wesley?
Wesley, yeah.
Yeah.
And Samatta.
Another one. Yeah. Another one. Whereas Ollie Watkins will score them goals, and he will score... we don't know because he's not played in the Premier League, but if he's anything to go by with his Championship form, he's probably looking at over 10 goals. With Jack Grealish behind. You've got to think Jack Grealish sitting behind.
Yeah, of course.
McGinn, they've got some good players there.
I can't see Aston Villa staying up.
No, but then that's the thing. Who else can they sign now? Because have they just gone and put all their money into
they've just
Ollie
spunked
Watkins?
Their budget. I think they have just spunked their budget. Unless they sell Grealish. But that's realistically not going to happen.
That's for them, no.
That's why I don't think it's a good piece of business. Because I would have preferred... They could have got Tom Davies for 10 mil off of Everton, and he would have done a good job in centre defensive mid for him. They could have got fucking Gylfi Sigurdsson off of Everton for 10 mil. They could have looked at clubs, Liverpool, who are looking to sell a few of their youngsters to fund moves. City as well. Man City love selling, have their development, then buy them back for ridiculous amount of monies. I would have thought that their transfer strategy was a lot more than sign Ollie Watkins for 33 million. Okay, maybe we get Said Benrahma as well for 20. And I may be eating humble pie at the end of the season and looking at Ollie Watkins scoring 15 goals and say, yeah, I fucked up. I was wrong. But I think if you're a Championship level player, it's going to be harder in the Prem. You're playing against fucking Port Vale or Preston for fuck's sake.
That's Port Vale's quite low.
Yeah, Sheffield Wednesday as well.
Sheffield, yeah.
Everton went up fucking Sheffield Wednesday and scored 2 goals. Calvert-Lewin scored 2, and it's just it's nothing, is it? It's it is easy.
Yeah. But I personally think he'll do well. It's a lot of money, but again, if he does do well and Villa stay up, Villa could be sitting there thinking, we paid 33 million or whatever it was, plus add-ons.
Yeah.
We could now be looking at a huge amount of profit for this kid.
Yeah.
And he's still young. Still very young. I personally think it's good business if he scores.
Yeah.
If he scores goals, it's great business. If he doesn't, they'll be looking at it thinking, "Fuck,
shit.
Why did we spend that sort of money on Championship player?"
That could just be Dean Smith's job gone. He's not scoring. You just fucking wasted 33 million. See you later.
Yeah.
And also, I'm going to say it, second season syndrome in the Premier League is a thing.
Yeah.
And I think Villa may fall foul to it. A valiant effort, though. I think it'd be tight at the bottom. But speaking of clubs that are doing poorly in the transfer window, West Ham.
Oh, they're fucking. That is. You see their players come out like Noble, Jack Wilshere about.
Yeah, Noble's pissed.
No,
Noble's not happy. Grady Diangana, who did really well at West Brom, really fucking well at West Brom, and I hope he does do well next season. To be honest, I've always liked playing West Brom because we can get 3 points off of them, or 6 to be fair. But
it's just. Did you see West Ham's tweet? It was saying like, or their Facebook post. It was saying like, looking good in the new shirt, and then 2 days later, he's been sold.
Why would you even bother? Why would you even? They haven't had, barring Lanzini maybe, and Antonio. They haven't had a decent player come through those doors since Payet. They haven't. Like that's it. Their transfer strategy has been so poor. And it might be something to do with the London Stadium. You don't know. And it might be something to do, with Gold and Sullivan. I know they have an agreement that if West Ham stay in that stadium till 2023, they legally own the stadium.
Really?
Yeah. It's ridiculous. And that might... but also, if Gold and Sullivan try and sell the club before that point, they have a fine that comes to them. And so you've got to look at it as, are Golden Sullivan like running it like a business like Kroenke does with Arsenal?
Yeah.
Or is he looking to invest like Farid Mashiri does with Everton? What?
I feel sorry for West Ham. I really do feel sorry for their fans. They are a massive club in terms of their fan base. A lot of fans go and follow them all around the country, and they've been mugged off, in my opinion, going from Upton Park to the London Stadium. I think that was a disgusting move. Anyone who says that was a great move for them because they've got a big stadium, they don't fucking own the thing.
No, and they're so distant from it as well.
There's no atmosphere. There's no atmosphere. I went there for the baseball game, right? It's great for a baseball game because you can just sit there and chill out. You can see everything. It's great. Football, it's so fast paced. You can't see a fucking thing. You
fantastic.
Went, didn't you? Was it you?
Yeah. And I've been 3 or 4 times to watch Everton there, and I'll probably do it again this season if we're fortunate that we're out of COVID and everything.
It's easy. It's easy for people around here to get there.
Yeah,
that's
and
it.
And it's just so sad because I saw the Bowling Ground in its last season with Everton. We beat them like 2-1, I think it was, but still, it was a rocking atmosphere. And no matter who you talk to, because obviously we didn't go in colours, but we did a little like fist bump when Everton scored, and obviously like a few West Ham fans looked at us and were like, "Oh, are you Blues?" And we were like, "Yeah, we're from down here, so it's a bit weird." And they were lovely. No one wanted to no aggression, no fighting, no none of this hostility, and they believed in the players. Because they were such an average team at that time, but the fans carried them. And now it's as if they're just looking to sell all their best players. They're looking to take all the atmosphere away and fuck the fans off and get some plastics in. Mate, they sold Arnautovic. They sold Payet. They're going to sell Declan Rice. Whether it's not this transfer window or the next.
Well, he even came out, didn't he? He came out and tweeted about that deal, yeah. He came out and tweeted about it. And he's, Jack Wilshere, All the players, they're all thinking the exact same as the fans.
I wouldn't be surprised if we see him go across the park to Chelsea.
Who?
Declan Rice.
Oh, yeah. Mate, he'd be perfect for the top 6. I don't care what anyone says, he would fit in the team.
If Liverpool wanted a cut price deal, they should sign Declan Rice.
Mm.
But I know that James. I know.
I'd like to see what James says.
James would say, "Well, he's not a Liverpool player." It's like, yeah, okay, all right. Yeah. He's probably not a Liverpool player, but I think he'd do a job. I think you could mould him into Henderson.
Of course.
You could mould him into Henderson, much like Gerrard moulded Henderson into himself. You know, like no one wanted Jordan Henderson when they signed him.
No, they said he was nothing like Gerrard. He was nothing. He weren't a leader, in my opinion. He had nothing. That's why everyone used to laugh at him.
Now he's a Premier League and Champions League winning captain at Liverpool. The first one to do it in 30 years. Don't give a fuck.
Crazy, you can
train Declan Rice to be in Jordan Henderson. You can. Honestly.
Hey, it's absolutely insane to think that Jordan Henderson has won the Premier League as captain of Liverpool and the Champions League as captain.
They were class. They were just class. So we mentioned them earlier, just in that little bit. Chelsea. Ziyech, Werner, Havertz.
I want to talk about Chelsea. I mean, they've signed some absolute class players. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. Brilliant players. Havertz, I'm so fucking jealous that they've signed him. I would have loved him at Arsenal. He's one of my favourite players out there at the moment. But going forward, they look dangerous, scary. Like, I would be frightened. Considering Arsenal's defence, you just don't know what it's going to be like with 2 new defenders coming in now. We don't know what they're going to play like, how it's going to work. But their defence does not worry me one bit. James said it the other day in the group chat, and I agree with him. Their defence is shit. It's the same defence. In the what's it called? In the Champions League, in the FA Cup final.
Yeah.
They were, for me, shit.
Yeah.
At the back, they had nothing. And if that's going to be the same defence next season, or this season now, I would not be worried. You could get a goal. It's just stopping their attack. Their attack is superb. But I don't think they'll win the league. They're not going to win. They're not going to go and win the league.
Yeah, no, they're not.
Let's put that out. Let's get this straight. They've got Frank Lampard, who's done well last season. Done well to get Chelsea where they are. But, and as you said earlier, all these players coming to Chelsea because it's Frank Lampard talking out your ass. It's a shame what he's done with the club, or what he's doing at the moment with the club, where he's played all these youngsters throughout the season,
and he's fucking them
doing really well, and you just know what's going to happen. They're gone. You really think Tammy Abraham's going to play? I can't see him playing.
I'd like him at Everton.
Yeah, he'll do well at Everton. But, Timo Werner's going to play. Look, Abraham would be good at Everton. He'd play every week. He's got to be then sitting there thinking, am I going to play every week at Chelsea? No, you're not. Timo Werner is. Mason Mount, are you going to play every week? No, you're not. Havertz is. Kante, he's obviously going to stay. He's there. Loftus-Cheek, is he going to get in ahead of Kovacic and Jorginho?
No, but there's those people that go, strength in depth though, isn't it? It's like, but
your ass.
Yeah, but they haven't played a full 90 minutes in fucking 5 months, and then they come on and they do a fucking blunder, and you're all over them on fucking social media going, he's a right fucking dickhead. What a cam? Yeah, he's not just.
Got to get rid of it. Got to get rid of this deadwood.
It's like
it's the same with like Hudson-Odoi. I don't personally rate Hudson-Odoi. I
should have taken the 80 million from Barca.
Yeah,
no, sorry, Barca. Bayern. Should have taken that.
That would have been huge. But Ziyech, she's going to play. Class player. They got so many good players, but as I said, defensively, I don't think
that and Chilwell, are the two transfers that I think that they're solid, because left back, they needed a left back. Azpilicueta is either a centre back or right back, but like they've done some smart business with Chilwell. 50 million's a bit much, but that's Leicester. Leicester are just got him for free, and then have just sold him for £50 million profit.
Well, he done amazingly well at Leicester.
I think. Well, yeah, he actually, to be fair, he did do well at Leicester, and I will back that. He did do well. I don't understand why they're going to try and send Tomori on loan to Everton. Experience, probably, maybe, but he'd give you a better option than Rudiger. I think he's better than Rudiger. He's got more composure. He's just one of those. He's one of those players that you look at him and you think, yeah, you're good on the ball. You're actually all right on the ball. But I don't know. It's a strange old one with Chelsea, because they've done the equivalent of people who save up for things like Cheltenham, where they've saved all their money over the year, and they just spunked it on the first horse, and it's just like you've ruined yourself for the rest of the year. It's like, and now you got to repeat that process. Hazard money's fine, 100 million, like that's a decent amount, but it's like you've signed all attackers and your weak point is your defence. Surely there's a point where Frank Lampard looks at it and goes, "Yeah, you have."
I think defenders are hard to come by. Like, good defenders nowadays are hard to come by. There are a lot, but it's whether they're available or not. And we've had to go for young. We've had to go for young defenders because we can't bring in a world-class centre back. We can't.
But how many people are like world class at the moment as a centre back? Van Dijk, Laporte, Ramos probably. PK's past it. Slava.
I'd put Varane up there. I think Varane's great. Oh, is he frozen?
Huh? Oh, yeah, sorry.
I'd put Varane up there.
Varane. Oh, yeah, no, yeah. That's a great show, actually, Varane.
But
speaking of the Spanish players, like La Liga and that, the old Messi scandal went on since we've. He's staying now.
He's staying now. His daddy spoke to the president and got it all sorted, so he's staying.
Well, he's going. He's apparently going to jail for fraud, isn't he? Bartomeu.
What is his dad?
The
president.
Oh, his dad's already. His dad's been given a suspended sentence for tax fraud, for 4 years.
Fucking ass.
The president of Barcelona is being investigated for tax fraud, and fraud fraud and embezzlement from Barcelona.
It's just so corrupt.
Which is really funny because
corrupt. That league is corrupt.
It's really funny because Barca were funded by the Bank of Barcelona, and so Bartomeu has been embezzling from the Barcelona Bank.
Yeah.
Why would you fucking do that? Why would you do that? You're getting enough money as the president of Barcelona. What's the
point? People just sit there and they always think, just a little more. They could do with a little more.
A little dabble.
But I'm happy. I mean, I'm happy Messi's staying at Barca because I would like to see him stay at that club forever. But at the same time, I would like to see him in the Premier League. I would like to see him try and tear up teams because I think he could do it on a cold Tuesday night somewhere.
If he came to a club and then he had to play Everton, it's a write-off, mate. Fuck it, Messi's playing. He just makes stuff happen. That's all he does. That's all he looks to do.
You could put him in any position and he'll do well.
I'll put him in fucking goal and he'd do well.
Put him in goal.
All 5'4" of him.
It'd be like you. Getting lobbed at the time.
Yeah. Oh, fuck you. No, it's So let's should we round this out with our predictions? Should we actually should we do all the games for this weekend? Because I know there's a few that aren't actually on.
Yeah, we can do. So the ones, just Saturday and Sunday, or
do Saturday and Sunday because I know there's like Chelsea, City, Villa, and United aren't playing. I think
Monday Chelsea are playing.
Okay, well we can include that one. Yeah,
but right, okay then. So I mean, Arsenal, Fulham. Well, Fulham versus Arsenal. We're away. I would say I'm just going to go with a 2-0 win for Arsenal.
I was going to go 3-1. I reckon there's a lot of goals in that game.
Yeah.
To Arsenal.
Crystal Palace, Southampton. I'd have to go 2-0 Southampton. I'm sticking with the away teams here.
Southampton. 2-1 Southampton.
Liverpool versus Leeds.
4-0 Liverpool.
What, even after Leeds signed Rodrigo, and you think they're just going to absolutely tear him a new one?
Mate, come on.
No, I don't think they're going to beat. I don't think Leeds are going to beat
Liverpool. Liverpool turn them over. Liverpool will turn them over.
I'm just going to go with a. I'm going to go with a 3-1 to Liverpool in that.
Yeah.
Yeah. West Ham versus Newcastle.
2-0 Newcastle.
Yeah, I agree with that. I'm going with that. I think West Ham could finish rock bottom.
Shambolic, mate. I think they'll be. I think they'll be in the relegation zone.
Yeah.
I think they'll be in the Championship next season.
I think so. I think they'll finish rock bottom, mate. West Brom versus Leicester.
2-1 Leicester.
Ooh, I think it was going to go with West Brom there. It was like, 2-1.
I was tempted, but you just got to... I think Leicester might edge it. No, actually, I'll tell you what, 1-1. 1-1 draw.
Going to go with 1-1? I was going to go with 1-1
because the Hawthorns, then 1-1.
You have to chuck a draw in, and that was my draw.
Yeah.
I think that'll be a draw. Tottenham versus Everton.
2-1 Everton.
Oh, yes! Come on, Everton. I'm going to go with. I'm going to go with a. Well, I don't know. I'm going to go with a 1-0 to.
Spurs,
I don't know. I think it'll be 1-0 either way. I really can't decide that. I don't think it'll be a draw.
Nah, I don't.
I'll just go 1-0 Spurs. I think 1-0 Spurs.
Yeah, fair.
I think it'll be tight. Sheffield United versus Wolves. This is a good one. I know mine.
2-2.
I'm going 2-1 to Wolves. I think Sheffield United won't do as well this year.
Signed yet another fucking Portuguese player. Fuck me.
Yeah.
All they want is Portuguese players.
Like
Fabio Silva, someone's been playing Football Manager, mate.
And the last game is Brighton versus Chelsea.
Well, I mean, if 3 weeks ago is anything to go by, it'd be a 1-1 draw. But 2-0 Chelsea.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 3-0 Chelsea.
Yeah, I think can't see that.
Yeah, no. I mean, the Man United versus Burnley game and the Man City versus Aston Villa game, I think they're the only two games that are postponed.
Yeah, at the moment,
At the moment, yeah. They're the only two at the moment that have been postponed. So, yeah, that would be the Premier League table. Or the Premier League fixtures, for this weekend.
Yeah. We'll do a table prediction after the first week, I think.
Yeah. I mean, it's lovely seeing Arsenal at the top right now. So nice.
First fucking... because it was Bournemouth last time, wasn't it? It's AFC Bournemouth, isn't it?
AFC Bournemouth. But
no.
Listen. I mean, I think it's going to be a good season. I think it'll be a tight season. I don't think it'll be as, spaced out as last. Liverpool went so far clear early on.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of teams will lose. I think, you saw it last season with City. I think
some will win,
7 or
some
8.
will lose, and some will draw backs.
Well, this is true.
Most will score goals, and most will
some might
concede them.
not.
Exactly. Yeah, this is football, my friend.
This is football. What a game that was. This is football.
This is football 2005. Fucking fantastic. You can double foot people and dive. What a game.
No,
if anyone's
but I think
not seen it, go and watch it on YouTube because it's fantastic. It's great content.
It's great. But no, I think a lot of the top teams will lose games this season because where, you know, the likes of you signing great players, you're definitely going to be bagging goals against top teams.
Yeah, you'd hope.
It'd be a lot tighter.
Yeah.
You saw last season, Man City lost so many games. So many. It was only Liverpool who was... Well, I mean, they ended up losing, what was it, 4?
4.
Was it 3?
Yeah.
4?
3 or 4. Oh, I don't really take notice of them.
No, you don't. I don't really care about them either. But we can say that whilst James not here because he ain't going to listen to the podcast anyway. So
no, he actually genuinely he listens to all of them, which is just so funny.
I'm joking. But yeah, no, we've got to. We need to end
on that note.
Yeah, we're gonna be doing 1 episode a week from now on, just because James ain't here today. But, James's work's picking up more. George is getting more work. I've just started a new job as well. So it's going to get to the point where we're not able to do 2 episodes a week. As you can tell from the last few weeks, really, we've been kind of on and off, just where we're trying to figure out everything and see if we're actually free to record. So we're going to be dropping down to like 1 episode a week where it'll be like football related or... As you say,
I think the structure that we were agreeing on was like current affairs, and then we'll do for those who don't like listen to the Premier League stuff, we'll do like a 15-minute roundup or a 20-minute roundup of the Premier League, and that way when to cut off the listening, and it just keeps it something for everyone really.
Yeah,
but when we have guests and interviews and stuff, that'll be a totally different kind of space.
And as well, like. When it comes, say if there's, a huge game on the weekend, a Super Sunday or something, we will probably prioritise the football.
Yeah, cover that.
We'll probably prioritise the football. But yeah, no, it'll go down to once a week, which I know you'll all be so sad about.
Devastated, mate. I'm devastated.
I am.
It's work, and everyone that listens know that it's work commitments like that.
That's it. And you have to put them first. And sadly, this second.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's sad.
But you never know.
Yeah, we never know. We never know. We've emailed a few people about a few things, and we're trying to set things in motion, which is quite nice.
Yeah, so fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
It won't be us sitting in our rooms for much longer and shit like that.
Exactly.
Which would be good. All right. Well, I think that brings us to an end, doesn't it? We've covered it. I need to edit out a bit where George quickly went to the toilet.
Took a piss.
So you won't see that or hear that.
My dog tried to make an appearance, opening my door.
Yeah.
Putting her nose through.
Should have got her on. Would have been the best guest we've had.
What, Bella? Yeah, probably.
A little doggy.
Personality enhancing.
But yeah, right. Thank you for listening to the Max Talks podcast. Subscribe, follow, all that malarkey. And catch you next week. Sweet.